Okay, so I'm going to try to do something that has been on my mind for quite a long time, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to share this with you because I see so many athletes that are in the Hyrox space that are basically seeing how much of a beatdown they can take in order to improve their performance. Let me enlighten you, okay? This is something I think will get your attention. So what I've done here is I've indicated from go in an event what your heart rate might be when you're at the starting line. I put it at about 105 beats per minute. You're excited, you're ready to go. Boom, the gun goes off, and immediately your heart rate's going to go up about 20 points. Then that's indicating your first 1K run. Next exercise, your heart rate is now at about 150 beats per minute. And as you can see, as you produce more and more effort all through the different stages of the race, your heart rate's starting to soar. Towards the end, now mind you, I'm just generalizing here. Everybody's heart rate's a little different, but the consensus is your heart rate is going to get jacked. And finally, when you get to the last effort, which is the wall ball, your heart rate's going to be pretty high, pretty darn high. Now here's what people don't take into account. I'm showing you here what your core temperature is relative to the expense that you're creating. And because you're excited, you're above normal. 98.6 is about normal. Give you about 99.5. Core temperature doesn't move drastically. It doesn't move that greatly. So I'm giving you credit, 99.5, 100.5, 101.5, 102, 103, towards the end here, 103.5, 103.5, and potentially as much as 104 degrees Fahrenheit when you get to this point in the road, which is the end of the race. So what ends up happening is your performance line is starting to move up. You're starting to get into your mojo here, you're moving. And right about here is where you start to level off and your performance starts to suffer by about 5%. And then as you heat up like this and your heart rate starts getting high, you can expect your performance to fall off by about 10% over the last 3 stages of the race. So here's what really is going to get your attention. Let's just assume that the average watts you produce throughout the event is about 350 watts. Now I'm just trying to give you a range of work you're doing relative to each exercise. And I rounded it off to about 350. Now mind you, some of these are going to be more demanding than others, but let's just round it off to 350 just to get a number. Times 8 stations, that's 2,800 watts generated. So now, this is the kicker. Of all the work you've done, and that's what basically watts are, is the work being produced, we're going to subtract 75% of that because that's what your body will take to try to mitigate the production of heat that your body's creating. It's trying to keep you from death, right? So it's trying to control your body core temperature. So 75% of that work you're doing is going to mitigate that heat. That means over the course of 8 events, 700 watts is actually going towards the work you do. Now, think about this. If I work harder, I create more work, I create more heart rate, I create more core temperature, I suffer the consequences. The problem, my friends, is what can you do to lower your core temperature and reduce the cost of work in the course of performing at a greater rate? And I think I've got a solution for you.